Hello guys! Just yesterday I bought myself a new socket wrench. It's a 1/2 inch type, and this set of new sockets. And I just take this as an opportunity to tell you about my experiences of all the tools that you see here on the bench. Most of which, actually without the with a single exception of the Proxxon tools, are, as far as I know, still manufactured in Germany. And what I will do now is to go through the different manufacturers, show some of their tools, and then talk about my experiences with them. And the advantage of this video over, let's say, an unboxing video or many reviews that you will find online is that these tools, or most of these tools, have been in use for a couple of years on a daily basis actually. And that is why you will see how these tools look like after they have been used and if they stood the test of time. So I would say let's start here in the front with these pliers that you see. And I have noticed that in the last year or last years, more and more people have come to know more about Knipex tools, Knipex pliers. I guess their name, or their good name, is spreading all the time on YouTube as well. Many YouTubers have recommended using them. And with a few exceptions, all of my pliers are made by that company, as it is the typical choice for professionals in the electronics business in Germany. And yeah, I will just start on the left hand side here. What we have is a large tool that is called Kraftseitenschneider in Germany. That means as much as power side cutter. And I have used this for 5 years now. If you want to know how old a Knipex tool is, you can typically find a number on the handle. Here you can read this 11. That means that it was manufactured in 2011. And this is one of the best side cutters that I have had so far. It says on the handle that you can cut piano draht, that means piano wire, up to with a diameter of up to 3 millimeters, and you also have an insulation guaranteed for up to 1000 volts, guaranteed by the VDE and so on. And yeah, for this tool, it has been used thousands of times really in the last years, and as you can see, the edges are really still quite okay, and I do recommend to buy this tool. This Combi Sanga, combination plier as we call this in Germany, is a couple of years older. Indeed, the manufacturing year is not really readable anymore, but this must be about 10 years old, and you can see that in the course of time that the rubber tends to get harder and harder, and it also gets a little shinier on the surface. So when you buy a new plier, this one is from 2000, a new set of pliers, this one is from 2012, you can see that it's still a little bit lighter and will also be a little bit grippier. So this is one of the things that really happens over time, that it's easier, they can easier slide out of your hand really when they are a couple of years old, rather than when you just buy them. But other than that, I didn't have any problems with this tool. This is, in Germany we call this Abisolierzange. This is of course for removing the insulation on wires. And as far as the metal goes, these are forged parts of what we call electro steel. No problems with rust stains or anything. The edges are still as good as on day one. Also, this brass screw right here shows only little sign of wear, which can be a problem with cheaper tools of this type. But there is one problem here that I want to talk about, and you can see that if you take a closer look in here. You can see this white stuff here. That is glue that I had to use to fasten the handle on this piece. And this is actually the second of two identical pliers that I bought, one in 2011, one in 2012. because the handles used to get loose. And that is of course because, other than with all the other pliers, this is a tool on which you pull. And if you don't adjust the diameter of the wire to be uninsulated perfectly, it can happen that quite a lot of force is applied to the handle in this direction, and so the handle came off. But what I did, and this is the good thing again, I just had the first plier for a few months, but then sent it to the manufacturing plant of Knipex and complained about that, and they just sent me a second brand new tool without asking any questions. But you know, the same thing happened again a few months after that, and what I did is to inject some MS polymer based adhesive into the handle, and that was 4 years ago, and ever since then I didn't have any problems whatsoever. So this is one advice for the Knipex Corporation. Please do something about these handles. And by the way, if you take a look into the catalog of Knipex, you will see that each plier can be bought with different kinds of handles. So there is one type of handle that is of higher quality than this. Maybe it doesn't have that problem. The next pliers that we can see here is a range of pliers used for retaining rings. And you can see that there is, let's call it an old-fashioned and a more recent version of these pliers, even though these two here were bought within the last 5 years. This one is just a few months old. And they do a good job, but you really have to take care not to use them in a wrong way or to abuse them, because these little tiny pins that you see up here, even though they are forged pliers, they are not unbreakable. Just when I bought this one 4 years ago, I used it for some retaining ring that was just too big, and I bent over one of the pins and had to shorten them. So even though these are really good tools, don't abuse them. This is another sign of good quality, because these pliers here are about 30 years old or so and have been in professional use for quite some time, but they only show little wear, next to nothing actually. And even if you're not into electronics, there are lots of pliers in the product range of the Knipex Corporation that are really great. For example, these so-called Knipex Cobra Pliers, or Cobra, here is the name on them, are really far superior over the more old-fashioned model. This was also made in Germany, but might be 30 years old or so. And you see that everybody watching this video has seen pliers like these. And Knipex really managed to come around with a new type of adjustment mechanism, a new type of lock that is really far superior over this older system here, which is really annoying. And these Cobra pliers, they're really not all that expensive. I guess you can get one of these for 20 bucks or so. And you see them more and more on other YouTube channels as well. They exist in various different sizes, from very small to very large. And I have to say that, at least in the last few months, this has become my favorite Knipex tool. So this is really something that I totally recommend to buy. The next corporation that we can talk about, or the product of that corporation, is Wiha, which is most famous for making screwdrivers. And which this tool is of course an example for that. They have very good hardened steel on the tips, and some insulation that really shows very good quality. You don't have like in cheaper toys, pieces hanging off, or I don't know, insulation breaking on the first day of use or something. And in addition, I really like the optics of these tools. And they also sell, at least in Germany, they sell their tools in home improvement shops now, like Hornbach. And they have a product line of their own for these shops. So tools that you normally find in their product range are a little different. Like, for example, the color of the handle is a little different. But I guess other than that, it's basically the same thing. This is, of course, for exchangeable heads. but they and we also have like these tiny things. At least as far as I know, they make screwdrivers for any application that you can imagine. And I guess I will post links to the websites or anything or something like that of all these companies in the video description. Wiha also makes pliers. And this is also I also bought this in a home improvement shop, because normally I would just buy Knipex pliers, but I needed some replacement for a broken set of pliers, so I bought this one, also from a home improvement shop. As far as the cutting ability of it goes, I would give it a thumbs up. But this tool has a similar problem to this set of pliers here, and that is that the handles come off. And that's also, once the handles come off, this little spring that you can see here gets loose. And that is a reason why I would say don't buy this tool. Take a second look at how the handles are fastened to the metal when you buy Wiha pliers. And talking about Wiha, most people in Germany will instantaneously think about the biggest competitor of the Wiha corporation, and that is without a doubt Wera. That is I don't know if you can see that, it says here W-E-R-A, Wera, and they make a whole range of screwdrivers, just as Wiha, for all kinds of applications. And at least in the last years they tried to give a sort of a corporate design to all of their products, which is recognizable by this pattern here. The green and black ones are typically the ones used for mechanical work, where no isolation against or insulation against high voltages or something like that is required. So these are of course very small screwdrivers, but they have them in all kinds of shapes and forms. And talking about this set right here, this was originally, I guess, a set of 15 screwdrivers. One or two might have broken when I sort of abused them over the years. But I really recommend to buy these if you are ready to spend about 40 or 50 euros for a set of these small-scale screwdrivers. I really recommend them. They are of great quality, and example, if you do repair on smartphones or something like this, this is the kind of set that you want, because it has all the really tiny Torx screw types, all the really tiny hex screw heads and so on. Hardened steel, no real wear after, I guess, 5 years of use. And having this little spinning cap here on the end is also a great thing, because the speed at which you can use these tools is just greatly increased by that feature. Just to say it again, Wiha makes, of course, a similar tool that has the same feature. So that's not a reason to buy Wera. Just make your decision on based what you prefer. And what you can see next to these tools are also Wera screwdrivers. This is an older model that is not manufactured anymore. As far as I know, you can see that the pattern on the grip is similar but not the same, and I guess that was simply before Wera used its changed its corporate design. These tools have been in heavy use for 5 or 6 years now, basically on a daily level. They have been abused a lot, used for all kinds of non-electronics work as well, and that's why the insulation down here on the shaft is so screwed up. But nonetheless, I have to say that I guess maybe I paid 15 euros for this set, and maybe the best 15 euros ever spent, because as of now, none of the tips have been damaged, even though there has been a lot of abuse. I used them to lever off all kinds of parts, scratch dirt from surfaces and so on. The only thing that really happens to these is that, of course, if you abuse them, the insulation on the shaft goes bust, so you might have to cut it back. That's what I did here. Of course, taking away some of the security that is provided by the insulation. And then the handles will collect a lot of dirt. I just cleaned this 1 day or so ago, the yellow parts of this handle will get brown and dirty very quickly if you work in a greasy environment, like for example car repairs or something like that. One way to easily clean them though is using either gasoline, or if you don't want to put such a strain on the rubber, just use some detergent or whatever. And in an earlier video that I will also link in the video description, I've been talking about these Proxxon tools that you see in the background here. Two socket wrench sets, one for 1/4 inch sockets, one for 3/8 of an inch sockets, and then just a set of ordinary wrenches. And back when I made the first video, I already had used these tools for a couple of weeks. But now, I guess at least a half a year since that last review would have passed, and judgment about my final judgment about these will still take some time. But after, I guess it's over 9 months now, 9 months of regular use, I have to say, thumbs up, big thumbs up. You can buy the socket wrench sets for quite little money. I don't know, maybe between 25 and 40 euros, and they're really worth every penny. There has been no damage to the surfaces so far. The wrenches are working perfectly. They're all really having a very quality feel. It's really fun to use them. So of course, if you're having a lot of money to spend and you're just looking for really good tools, then go for one of the large traditional German manufacturers that I will talk about in just a second. But if you're just using these tools occasionally, or even if you use them daily but maybe not for the hardest or the toughest of jobs, then I would definitely recommend buying these Proxxon tools. And the good thing is that should your socket wrench, for example, break, should this mechanism break, you can just buy a new replacement socket wrench, add it to the set, and everything will be fine again. And I have to say that out of these two sets, the smaller one, the 1/4 inch set, is something that I really recommend for everyone, regardless of whether you're doing mechanical work a lot or not. If you're just running an electronics shop, for example, I really recommend to buy this set. I will write the numbers of these in the video description, because it has like all the different, or not all of them, but a few different sockets for torques. It has this joint here which allows you to unscrew and screw bolts around corners and so on. And this has been a great tool. Also really this screwdriver type thing here is in daily use here really. So I guess 25 bucks well spent. There are also then lots of parts, additional parts made by Proxxon that you can buy in addition to it. For example, I bought this part here which can be used to for once like elongate your tool, but then also screw like around corners and so on. And especially if you're taking apart electronics devices on a daily basis, you will once in a while have a screw that you can only reach if you have something like this. Then you also can buy sockets that allow you to screw and unscrew bolts that are sitting on long bolts, for which Proxxon also provides parts like this. When it comes to the normal wrenches that we have here, a lot of people also in the comment section back in the first video where I talked about them said that they looked rather cheap, and that is sort of true. I mean, up to this point I have no complaint about them, but yeah, if I wanted to, I guess I could bend them by hand, and I really recommend in this case to go for a name brand manufacturer such as Dovidat, Gedore, Rasol, Hardset or Stahlwille. All of them are traditional German brand names manufacturing in Germany. And if you want to know a little more about those companies, watch my video Power Tool Repair Marathon, which I will link in the video description. Okay, so much about the tools that I have had a lot of working experience on so far. Let's take a look at the new socket wrench that I bought today. As you can see, or as I said, we have a 3/8 of an inch and a 1/4 inch system here. But now I actually needed a 1/2 inch socket wrench as well, and it needed to go quickly, so I went to the nearest home improvement shop and looked for a product that I would that I could have a good conscience buying, meaning it's not made in China and it has a quality that is good enough for me to at least try on the first at first sight. And the company that makes these is called WGB or WGB, which stands for Westfälische Gesenkschmiede Breckersfeld, which means Westphalian Die Forge at Breckersfeld. And this, as far as I know, is a product that is still manufactured in Germany by a company that has been around for over 100 years. And you can get a socket wrench like this for around 20 euros. I have to say that at first, yeah, it doesn't really sound all that good, not even as good as the Proxxon tool, to be honest. But when it comes to the actual socket wrench, the actual sockets, I guess I would give my thumbs up so far, because the surface finish as well as the hardened tips seem to be of really high quality. I cannot find any faults in the material. They are really sitting very tightly on the socket wrench, and I guess, or I at least hope, that I will have good experiences with that. But I cannot give you really any valuable information about how these will perform. We have to see that in the future. But maybe some of you have these WGB tools at home, and maybe you can say something about that in the comment section. But maybe for now we could just do one thing, and that is to try out the new socket wrench for the first time. What we have here is one of the seats of my car. As you can see, this little yellow flag has come out here. That's because of a mistake that I made when I took out the seat, and we have to replace some parts because of that. And even though this is a 20-year-old car, they used a lot of Torx, and the really big ones, like this is, I guess, TX50 back in the 90s. And let's just use our new socket wrench to unscrew that, because this is something that you will otherwise not really get loose. It's not TX50, it's a little smaller. T45. I said it felt cheap, but under load it's actually okay. Can we get it out? Not yet. Okay, so there you go. And at least from first use, I cannot see that this tip has been damaged in any shape or form, which would at least be a sign for a very cheap and poor quality. But I'd say for now this has my thumbs up, but as I said, we'll have to use it for a couple of months at least to judge the quality of this. So, okay guys, a lot of people have been asking about this in the past, and I thought that this was a good opportunity to talk about my tools. Maybe some of you have had similar experiences with German tools. Maybe you have good tools made in the United States, Canada, France, Italy, wherever. Let us know about what you like, good experiences, bad experiences with the brands that I've been talking about here. And if you like this channel, please check out my other stuff. Consider to become a Patreon supporter or make a donation. And you can find links concerning that in the video description. And other than that, I hope to see you soon.